Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, and today we're going to be talking about a pretty big issue in Helldivers 2. Now we know that there was the whole PSN fiasco debate, but currently there are still 177 countries, which is a lot, that cannot access the game due to PlayStation. And we're going to go over, is that ever going to change? What actually happened with that fiasco, and where's our damn downboat cape? Also, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. So Helldivers, we recently just got a new major order as High Command has ordered a review of the currently available mine stratagems. It's a little confusing actually when you read it because the Helldivers are ordered to kill or dismantle the targeted number of Liberty's enemies. If the targeted number is not reached, High Command is actually going to go ahead and give us the urgent addition of anti-tank mines to go ahead and help us. And this is a little confusing because basically if we fail the major order, we get something new, and that is also coming alongside the, well, personal order where we kill 5, which is just kind of comically easy unless you're a really bad Helldiver. But all this actually kind of makes you wonder if they're going ahead and setting us up because they know that right now the player base is a little bit lower than normal. And no, this is not going to be a doom and gloom video about how, oh, Helldivers is at the end, it's all going downhill from here. Helldivers is still in a perfectly healthy state right now, especially with a brand new update coming. That being said, something happened where the Steam chart showed a massive player base drop back in May, and it hasn't really recovered since then. And a little bit of that is, well, Arrowhead went on a summer vacation, not a lot of new content. But the really big one there is actually the whole PSN debacle that happened, where there was a player-based propaganda poster put together, we dive together or we don't dive, as a number of countries, I think about 177 were barred due to the fact with PlayStation Network, PC players saying that they weren't going to get a PlayStation Network thing, and overall now those countries can no longer buy or play the game. And there's a lot of things that are going back and forth with that. There's almost daily posts being made on the subreddit about what's being done for the 177 countries still restricted from playing this game, as Ramboozled asks. He says, it's still blowing my mind that the game isn't reinstated back to the countries that have been affected. Had there been any changes or updates since then, it's almost like the issue is being slowly forgotten about and nothing being done about it. We need to stop pretending that this is just going to be left behind and fight for our fellow brothers and sisters that have been cut off from this beautiful creation. And I agree. I think everyone should be able to play Helldivers 2. The game is super fun, super addicting, and overall has a really fun camaraderie and gameplay loop with your friends. However, as pointed out by Wakado64 in the comment section of that, he is 100% right when he says we can't do anything about it. Sony doesn't do business with those countries. They won't change their policy for a single game. They didn't bother before because nobody gave an F about the uproar about the PSN requirement ended on the desk of government officials in some of those countries, and Sony probably received a letter asking why they weren't paying taxes if they were selling their product. And it's 100% going to be a Sony issue from here on out if it's ever going to come back. In fact, Arrowhead has actually kind of confirmed that themselves, as Twinbeard, one of the developers, said, it's because the decision is not ours. Nothing to do with bad customer support. We don't know. You can always ask Sony, but until they offer us a more detailed response, we'll reply to the best of our ability with the limited info we have. It is now a Sony IP, meaning that Arrowhead really doesn't have any power to go ahead and get this pushed back. In fact, it was interesting enough, Arrowhead actually had a cape designed with the review bomb after the whole PSN fiasco happened, and they've stated that right now is not the time to put it in the game, and I actually agree with that. If you have 177 countries that still can't buy the game, you didn't really actually go ahead and solve the big problem there. So I can't imagine that this cape will get released until at least some of those countries are able to buy the game and play again. Don't get me wrong though, there is a lot of misinformation about this as well, because if you had already bought the game in one of those countries, you can still play it. That is still an option for you. But with brand new major orders coming in and out, Helldivers 2, the escalation of freedom dropping next Tuesday, which is just around the corner, we are going to need more Helldivers than ever, especially with new enemy types and foes. So I really hope Sony goes ahead and fixes some of the backlash so that we can get more of our troops into the battlefield, into the galaxy, and start helping spread democracy. As right now, the new update is going to see a major resurgence in players. Of that, I am confident in, but it could grow so much more and continue to be an absolute juggernaut for Sony if they would just go ahead and figure out some of these smaller details. Let me know down below, how do you guys think that PlayStation should go ahead and fix this issue with all these countries, and do you think that they will actually do anything about it? Also, don't forget to check out this video and this video right here where I cover more news and information on Helldivers 2, and until next time everyone, thanks for stopping by and keep spreading democracy.